This episode is sponsored by Proverbs 31 Business Systems. Are you tired of feeling like your business depends on you for everything? If your business slows down every time you step away, you may be the bottleneck. At Proverbs 31 Business Systems, we help faith-driven, service-based entrepreneurs build systems, workflows, and automation that allow their businesses to run without burnout. Take the 5-minute bottleneck test to discover what's really slowing your business down and what to fix first. Simply scan the QR code shown on the screen or visit proverbs31businesssystems.com. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello and welcome to another episode of Becoming the Proverbs 31 podcast. My name is Chama Kende, also known as Special Agent Chi, and on today's show we have Ama Duncan. She's the founder of the Fabulous Women Network, corporate trainer, coach, author, speaker, podcast host, and a creator of Fab Hub Ashanti. With over 18 years of experience in community development, hospitality, professional services, leadership training, coaching, podcasting, and mentoring, Ama helps people develop true capacity building activities. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Ama, welcome.
Thank you so much, Yoma. It is such a pleasure to be here. Hi, everyone.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show. So, Ama, what can you describe what is it that you do just in one sentence?
I help leaders and women and youth to develop in terms of their leadership and personal development. And I do this through coaching, training, mentoring, and all the other good stuff that we'll unpack.
Nice. You're a powerhouse. I mean, for your introduction, I see. So when did you first sense this calling that you wanted to do this?
Oh, I think I've been, well, I do this through talking and I've been a talkative forever. If you ask my mom, she would tell you all through my childhood, I was always talking. But what I needed to know what the talking was to help me do came, over the years, especially when I started working. As a child, I didn't really know what I wanted to be. You come from Africa, so you know how, as a child, you ask, oh, what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor, lawyer, and everything. I really
Yeah.
that for me, I wanted to be Prince William's wife because that was going to make me money. Originally, I thought I was Michael Jackson's actual daughter, but it turns out I wasn't. And I thought, okay, Prince William will marry me and make me rich and make me a princess. So I didn't particularly have any vision or know where I was going. I was just going through life, having my own issues with my body and all that. But along the way, when after I finished university, I got the opportunity to, we used to call it a working holiday visa. You are given a 2-year working holiday visa to the UK. So I had that and I had very fantastic jobs, many jobs, but one of them was working for the government. And we had the opportunity to go on a lot of different training programs. And I remember the training room being my favorite place ever to be. I loved it. I was a trainee, but I loved the energy in the room and all. And so when I returned home to Ghana and I was looking for a job, and the first job I was told of the first company, I mean, one of the companies I was looking for was, they said sales executive. I didn't have any options. I thought, okay, I'll apply for that, but I didn't really know if sales was my thing. But then again, they said, oh, they're also looking for a training coordinator. I was like, what training? I am in. And I had no idea at all how to train. I had never done it professionally or anything. But I went for the interview, and then I remember years later, the manager who hired me, the general manager said, the minute you started talking, I knew you were the one. Right. So
Yeah.
I have been prepared for such a wonderful job in training all my life, and I didn't even know. And so that's why I started. But currently, I work a lot with women leaders and professional corporates. Coming into that has been a journey. And even now, if you ask me my calling, yes, I know I am to develop people, but I found my way pivoting along the way. It's been a journey, and I'm always discovering new things about my calling and all. So yes, up to this point, it was just doing different stuff and finding that, hey, this is the one I love. Talking to people, supporting them, helping them grow. It's one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, so that's how we landed here.
Wow. Wow, that's a journey. That's definitely how can so you mentioned you said so how can women with excellence serve without burning or carrying responsibilities that God never asked them to carry?
What a question. I think that the first thing is they have to live through experiences to discover what is for them and what's not for them. Like if you were starting afresh as a woman, it would be too difficult at that stage to know. You have to go through certain experiences to find out that, okay, this is not for me, this is for me. I think that is one. And then even to learn to set boundaries. You
Mm,
need to, first of all, be in the situation first. I feel it's difficult to just stand somewhere and determine what the boundaries are going to be and determine, okay, this is for me and that's not for you. Will have, well, that has been my story. I've always had to be in it. And it's sad that I sometimes it involves shedding a lot of tears,
mm.
making a lot of mistakes, feeling disappointed in myself, learning to forgive myself. It's so much of a process to get to the point where I know, this is for me, this is not for me. And I love that your anchor theme is about the Proverbs 31 woman. I was raised a Christian. I'm 42, going on 43 next month, in a few months,
Oh,
actually.
okay. You don't look at
Yeah.
all.
So the point is, all my life, I've known about being a Christian. I've heard about the Proverbs 31 woman. I've studied it. I have even spoken on it several times, but you won't believe it. Currently, it's that scripture that I am studying verse by verse. Like I
Wow.
am studying it in a different way. And I won't be surprised if in 10 years I pick it again and I'm
Mhm.
studying it with a new perspective. Because what am I saying? Life is a process. And
Yeah.
as we grow, we learn and unlearn, It's just really interesting. So for me, I'm in the season where I'm learning to give myself grace. I look back on so many mistakes and I just want to hide, but I'm like, okay, it's part of the process,
Yeah.
you know, learning and growing. Yeah.
No, I agree with you, especially just even just with scripture. Depending on the season that you're in, that scripture will speak to you differently than how it's supposed to be. Like I agree, because you're right with this Proverbs 31, like especially with this season of business that I'm in, you're not realizing that with the lady. Those are business, should I say systems? Because that's what my whole business is just built on. It's Proverbs 31 business systems. When they read all these books that talk about business, of waking up early to start your day, how do you plan and start your day? It's there because she
Yeah.
was waking up early, making sure everything was planned and everything, making sure the
Mhm.
future is okay. Our kids are
Yeah.
fine. It gives you, in terms of just that, should I say, the blueprint of how to,
Yes,
and just not even just Proverbs 31, the Bible in general.
I
It's
know, right?
a business blueprint. And like you said, depending on what you're going through in that season, you'd be like, was this passage there in terms of what it means?
Did they just add it?
Yes, yes. Because you're just like this, like you read certain passages and you're just like, oh, was this like there? It's like depending on the season that you're in, is what will apply to you. That is so true. It's very, very, very relatable. So, you are the founder of the Fabulous Woman Network, and then you later created the Fab Hub Ashanti and the Fab Youth Camp. What inspired you to create spaces that help women like youth and the organization grow?
Hmm. It's a long answer. Let me see the best way. So,
Okay.
from the Fabulous Woman Network, it
Mhm.
started from a space of feeling unfulfilled, feeling stuck, and wanting to do something exploring writing so that I could be an author or something. Because, like I said, I didn't even know what I wanted to be. I landed in training because I loved it, right? And so while I was practicing my writing and posting it, it went viral on social media. And I called it Fabulous based off on Marianne Williamson's poem, Our Deepest Fear. I don't know if you're familiar with it, or it's
I'm
called
not.
Let Your Light Shine. It's a beautiful
Okay.
poem book.
Okay.
And there's a line that says, you ask yourself, who are you to be beautiful, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. So that word fabulous is what just stuck with me when I wanted to name the thing I was writing about. I was writing about women and I called them all fabulous. It was also a time that I was dealing, at the time I didn't know it was called low self-esteem, but I found out that I had a lot of it. I was carrying a lot of it. Like I owned it as if I needed it to survive, right? So it was at this time that I realized all these things I had been telling myself that were lies, and I was working on fixing them. And I called myself fabulous, and I called all other women like me fabulous as well, in spite of our mistakes, our fears, insecurities, and all that. So that's where the word fabulous came. I was just writing about women. And then eventually it became a ministry or a movement. We were organizing events and all. And I don't know if you do events, but you need so many things to put together an event. You need
Yes.
sponsorship and all that. And I didn't have the money. So I'd go here and ask, oh, could you please give us your space? Oh, could you please do this? So I was like always begging, and I was tired of begging people, right? So when an opportunity came to rent, it was a small space to, create a space for us to learn. It was such a bold step because I don't even know where I got that kind of money to rent that space or furnish it. But anyway, that is what God does, right? Only He can do.
Hmm.
So we got this space and I called it Fab Hub Ashanti, Fab for fabulous. And then hub because it was a hub, it was a space that we train. And at this time, we are training women. So it was our hub. And then Ashanti, because I'm based in the Ashanti region of Ghana, it's a very powerful region. The people I'm not Ashanti myself, but I
Okay.
really love their spirit and all. So I called it Fab Hub Ashanti. And so this is the space. Anyway, by God's grace, we've moved into a bigger space. And now, not only are we serving women leaders, we are serving women in underserved communities, we are serving youth in underserved communities, and we are serving organizations as well. So this is how that story came up with. And then Fab Youth Camp came about because when we moved into this new space, we engaged, there were these boys in the neighborhood who would play football right in front of us, in front of our building, and sometimes destroy stuff. So we
Hmm.
decided to invest in fixing their school park. There was a school in the community close to us. So we fixed their park temporarily, but it still wasn't enough. So we used to engage them, and some of the career aspirations they had were so heartbreaking for us. I was like, no, but okay, the question is, who is mentoring them? So we're asking ourselves questions like that. We said, okay, can we put together something to mentor and train these youth? And then because I am a Mandela Washington Fellow and I have ties with the American Embassy because of the various fellowships I've done with them, when a funding opportunity came, we applied for that to do a training and mentoring program for youth in underserved communities. That was what birthed Fab Youth Camp. And it was supposed to be a 6-month project. But it's been going on for 4 years because we just can't say no to the youth. So even though the funding ended way back, we've been figuring out ways to keep us going. And God has been good. Now we even operate in 2 communities with the Fab Youth Camp. Just last Saturday, I spent time with them. My daughter taught them how to make pancakes and decorate it. It was so much fun. And
Um,
it's just been a lovely experience working with the youth. Yeah. So that's the short version of how that went.
No, that's a awesome like story. That's a very impactful because instead of like how it is like you see the youths like going around like you like I love how intentional you were. You didn't just say oh because they are destroying us. They're like what is wrong with this youth? Da, da, da. Like how we can get like this Africa like what like just this
Yeah,
thing. But you were intentional. You went to go see in their area to build. You said you built like a, to like a soccer
So
stadium for them.
we just graded, like it's muddy and it was, they were not able to play on it.
Oh,
And
that's why they were playing. See, and you went to go help and fix that. That was very, very intentional in terms of just understand. Then even just from there, not only that, you're now impacting them because the youth is very, very important. And the good time to get kids is early. That thing,
absolutely.
that early intervention is so, so, so
Yeah.
important of that mentorship. Especially the mind, getting their
Mhm.
mind. No, that's a
Mhm.
wealth. I love that. I love
Thank
that.
you.
But so you host the Mind Your Business, a weekly video podcast on YouTube. What has podcasting taught you about voice, visibility, and impact?
Oh, my goodness. It is gold. So when I meet people who say, "Oh, I want to do this, I want to have a show, and and then it's as if they want to be on TV, which is great, but you don't need to be on TV to have impact. Like literally, all you need is your phone. I record from my phone, and I
Really?
have not always had a fancy phone, even though this is not so fancy. So you don't really need so much to impact people. If you truly want to do something, a lot of times we are thinking bigger. Of course, you want to be an Oprah or a big deal, which is okay. But podcasting has taught me that you can sit in your tiny office. Now I even have a nicer office. I used to record from my bedroom, sometimes outside of my house. I come from Africa, so on Sunday afternoons, they are pounding fufu. In Nigeria, you have
Yes,
fufu, right?
yes, yes, we do
And
have football. Yes,
then in my podcasting,
at the background.
in the background. I didn't stop because I felt that I had a message and it needed to go out. I didn't need to stand on a stage to say those things. And it's amazing how those things can be impactful. A case in point, in March 2020, when I think they announced the lockdown in Ghana and the COVID lockdown. I was actually in the middle of a training job, and then it was announced that, okay, we are going on lockdown, everything. So I remember just leaving the training center, came to the hotel room. I was packing my stuff to go, and then I just felt led to record a short episode on, oh, what's this guy's name? Stephen something Covey's, one of this concepts. So the circle of influence and circle of something, something
Okay.
forgot the name, but anyway, just a small concept on leadership, just to help people calm their anxieties, that they could be worrying and all that, but there are some things there's nothing you can do about it. Focus on what you can influence, what you can do about it. And I just recorded something small with my phone. And then this really big influential woman, after I had posted it, weeks later, told me, "Thank you for sharing that. I needed to hear the message." And I didn't go on a big stage. It wasn't a big, I just felt
Mhm.
led. So what I'm saying is podcasting is like a powerful tool. Apart from the marketing, which is amazing. If you've got a message, if you say, "Oh, God has put this message in my lips," or "I want to educate the youth," or whoever, it is a tool. And the beautiful thing is you don't even need to do makeup
Mm-mm.
because it doesn't have video. Mine is video, but you can make it audio. So it's literally a tool that you can use to help spread the message that you have, help change lives. Often we are waiting for a big stage. Yes, that big stage will come when it must, but right on your phone, right on your Zoom or whatever, you have access to a powerful tool that you can use to change someone's life. It doesn't have to be thousands of people. It could be just one person who needs to hear that message. You have the tool already. So there is no waiting. Like in this day and age, there's literally no reason to wait. You've got access to everything you need already.
Agreed. No, 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 agreed. And also, it's a hard question of like, what's your intention in terms of, okay, am I doing this to, oh, I just want to be influencer. I just want to, but the thing is like, what impact? That's the thing. What
Eh,
impact? Who are you impacting? Like you said, it could be one, two, because God can use you to, okay, for that one person that He left the 99 to, that's that one. God can use you to whatever the video that you do is just it touches that one person who needed to hear
hmm,
it.
hmm.
that way. So, but yeah, it's like what I think it's more of like what's your intention. I think is the most important thing that goes that way. But man, so what's next for you? So the Fabulous Woman Network, Fab Ashanti and the work of your building. What's next? What season are you in right now?
Oh, I am in the season personally of a long, fantastic break.
Uh, yes, rest. Yes,
Personally,
yeah.
I am in a sort of retreat, but it's not 100% retreat because I am doing stuff like, speaking to you and all. Because really work does go on. The team is still working. Next month, for instance, we have a training. So I do corporate training and we have a service excellence online workshop coming up next week. Sorry, next month. And then we are also planning, there are these trips that we take to different countries. This year we are looking to go to what's the name? Nairobi is in Kenya. We actually wanted
Oh.
to do Kenya and South Africa, but I don't know if you've heard there's all this
Yeah, there's some
group.
in South Africa. Yeah, that's going on.
So I'm thinking, I mean, even though last year I was there 3 times and I felt perfectly safe and everything, I don't think it's right to be marketing a trip there for all these reasons. We need to wait for things to calm down and then. So we're going to do Nairobi, God willing, and then hopefully Mombasa. These are the plans we have for this year. These are usual events that we do. We also have different events that we do in the communities for women in underserved communities. So these are, the usual stuff that we do for the Fabulous Woman Network. Meanwhile, I, as the leader, and together with the board, we are also in strategy mode right now thinking what's next, what was the direction, what's God asking us to focus on in this season of our business. So yeah, and it's going well so far.
Oh, good, good, good. So, what do people experience once they work with you? What's the transformation that they experience once they work with you?
Oh, let me give an example of a woman that interestingly, I was thinking about today. She was, I mean, she's a high level finance person living in the US, and she was going through some sort of transition in her career, but she wasn't quite sure. And we had a coaching conversation, and she just had an aha moment of what was holding her back, right? It was a 45-minute call. I mean, even I, as the coach, of course, I didn't know what she was going through, but we had the conversation and all. And coaching is not advising. We don't advise. We ask you questions. We ask you to go deeper and deeper and then help you arrive at a place that you feel is actionable for you. So this is what I helped her do. The next minute, she tells me how she's gotten all these other job offers and she's thanking me. She wrote me this long message thanking me, saying, oh, she had clarity during that conversation and she moved on to an even bigger and better role. So these are some of the things I do. But one of the favorite things I always refer to when I think about, those moments when as a human being doing God's work, you're like, what at all are you doing? Like, what impact are you making? And I'm feeling down. There's something I love. So last year, I had a series of leadership trainings with one of the biggest brands in all of Africa. And this was in South Africa. And months later, maybe sometime this year, one of them wrote me a long message thanking me, saying so many things. But the part that got to me was when she said, "You are doing God's work."
Mm,
I felt so
mm,
validated. Like,
mm,
if I have ever doubted that what I am doing, sometimes you're wondering, am I doing this for my
mhm,
ego or
mhm,
something? That day, I was like, oh my God. Like, I felt so validated as a child of God. I felt, yes, this is what I have definitely been called to in this season. I went in there to train them on leadership and all. It was a 1 week training. These are corporate leaders looking to move up or looking to make changes. But for her, it wasn't even about her corporate work. It was about God's work for her. And I feel so privileged that I am just a mere mortal. Yes, I
mm,
am. Well, maybe not just, I'm a fabulous child of God. And it's so amazing that God can use me. It's
mhm.
such a priceless feeling. It's so priceless. And the best part is I am not even in control of what I do. Like
Mm.
just before this podcast, I was like, okay, God, you know who what you want to listen to this. This is not about me. You know what you want them to hear. So just put the right words in our mouths, right? And he takes it from there. So I
Mhm.
feel like I am a tool and he's using for his glory. And sometimes I get accolades, yay. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know what I did. Yes, I'll take your thanks, So I feel privileged of that impact. And I know there's so much more that I will never even know, like people who have been impacted that I can never tell. Same way other people have impacted me and they probably will never know what they
Mhm.
did. So it's
True.
really a nice feeling.
Yeah, till we get to heaven, we'll see all the general, you'll be like, what? Of just the impact. No, no, truly, truly, like when we're doing, like you said, God's work, and that's the part is what He has assigned you to do. You just don't know. You're just doing the work. At the end of the day, we're vessels.
Yeah,
This thing,
absolutely.
and we're just, the thing, the part is we just need to be obedient to and trust him that he knows us and he knows how, what he created us for too as well. So, but I love that. So, on all my guests that come on the show, I ask them the same question. Which quality of the Proverbs 31 woman do you most identify with and why?
This is such a difficult question, but I would answer this based on the season I'm in. In the previous season, it would have been her entrepreneurial prowess, the fact that she buys a field, she considers a field, the whole considers, not just buys, but I like the use of considers a field. I would have said that, but in this season, in this particular season, in this today that I am in, it will be her role in terms of her marriage. I love that because of her, her husband lacks nothing of value. So in this season, that is what I love about being the Proverbs 39 woman. And this morning, my affirmation was to that effect, that my husband enjoys peace, ease, and prosperity because I am the Proverbs 31 woman. I think that's
Mm.
amazing that, you know, people see people related to you, like a husband, and they are held in high esteem because you are a woman who is noble yourself. It's just so beautiful that, and I don't even only see it as my husband, but people connected to me, my family, my friends, my mentees, my clients. Not because of me as a human being. I didn't give myself the Proverbs 31 value. It is God who really gives it, right? But it's such an honor to be someone that through you, people are lifted up, are highly valued. I think that's priceless. If you ask me this another season, I may give you another answer.
No, right? Depending on what it is, that's it. That's it. So, what's that final encouragement you want to give to that woman who desires to, lead and serve with excellence, but, sometimes is stretched, unseen, and overwhelmed? What's that final encouragement you can give to that woman out there?
Give yourself grace, as I am doing right now. Um, And also, first of all, why? Why do you want to impact? Why do you want to do something? Is it because, oh, you've seen these amazing people on social media doing great and being healed, and you also want to do it? Or is it because you feel that you are being called to such a thing? Please, the why matters. The why matters. And if you're not even sure yet, it's a good place to start exploring, explore different things and settle on one, but please have a strong why. I think that as children of God, doing it for God
Mm.
is a good why, like a great why, doing it for God, for God's glory, not for our own glory. Because, it's easy for us to get into the glory of, oh, Ama Duncan, you changed my life. No, it is not Ama Duncan. I need to get that head.
It's God, yeah.
So we need to be very clear on that. And please, this overwhelm will come in when we are trying to prove something, trying to take on so much more than our capacity, our physical capacity as humans can take. So it's also important to prioritize. And if in that season, sleep is what we need to prioritize, it is okay. If in
Mm,
that season, traveling is what you need to prioritize, it is okay. If it is your children, whatever, it's
mm,
okay. Don't let other people who are not in your shoes judge you. Oh, but you
mm,
could do this and do that too. Please, please, please. You know that
mhm.
song, FBB, when they come, just say, don't, because overwhelm, what gets us.
Mm,
Right? It's
mhm.
important spend time listening to God, asking for support, and knowing that He's always, always going to help us. One of my favorite affirmations is, I am the one for whom everything works out. And I have
Mm.
to just believe that, I have to believe that God is on my side. He's lining up everything to make it work for me. So I can't give in to feelings of doubt or bitterness or that. No, those things can't rule me. I have to focus, know that He's helping me. And He's helping you too. He's helping all of us. And yes, He's dealing with us differently. And sometimes you see that other people you started with seem to be prospering and you seem to be stuck. Hey, you never know what people are dealing with until they tell you. So please give yourself grace.
True, so true. As my people would say, face your front. Like, don't focus on other people, face your front. Because you'll start looking at the other lane, start looking onto that's how you start this thing. Because you don't know. You're wishing. That's why I never wish to be like anybody.
Another.
You don't
Yeah,
know the season that they're in and the capacity that God has impacted for them to do. Just because you're seeing this lady is doing it, you don't know what she went through in that season to build and refine her to be that way.
exactly.
So the grace that God has anointed her to do might not be the same anointing for you. So that is so true. That is so true. Man, I have enjoyed our conversation. I have to bring you back, Emma, on the show to just honestly, because I have enjoyed just to, listen to like your story and just the impact that you're doing with the youth, especially, has been very, very inspiring and very, very impactful. Thanks so much I thank God for just, instilling in you, just for gifting you and just impacting the youth over there. So thank you for all that you do. So how can people connect with you, Emma?
Oh, well, Ama Duncan, my name. If you just type it in Facebook, LinkedIn, and there, Instagram, these are the three main places. But the easiest place for me to see you or your message is LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yes,
All
I'm a
right.
Duncan, AMA. Duncan is Duncan. Or you can also reach out to me via email. It's info@fabhubashanti.com or via WhatsApp or call is +233 244 339970.
All right. And we'll have all this in the description though, so that way you can connect with Emma, my Ghanaian sister. That's all I didn't even make noise. This is my West African sister, my neighbor. Even though the jollof rice wars that we have
Hello.
going on, but we know who has the better one. So
You know that Nigerians, you know that ours is the best, but you'll never admit it publicly.
no, 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 no. Let's keep it classy, okay? We'll keep it classy for now.
Oh
But
my
thank you
God.
so much, Emma, for coming on the show. Truly, truly, I appreciate you being on the show. So, folks, that's another episode of Become the Proverbs 31 Woman podcast. If you've liked and enjoyed conversations like this I've had with Amma, with just, talking about just the impactful conversations that we've had, I see a lot of views, but I don't see a lot of people for subscribing. Just please do me a favor and click that subscribe button that's at the bottom of the screen. It's simple, just simple favor. Just click that subscribe button. Truly, truly appreciate it. So thank you, folks. Thanks for tuning in this episode of Becoming the Proverbs Woman podcast. My name is Shama Kende, also known as Special Agent Chi. And until next time, stay blessed, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Proverbs 31 woman. I'm a Proverbs 31 woman.